Got a lot to talk about when it comes to weather, especially for later on tonight.
All the timing is very important.
It really is. We've been so lucky in terms of play this afternoon at TPC, or this morning at TPC Deer Run, that we've been dry, but it looks like that luck is going to be changing as we run out. Trying to combine all my words at once there. Let's go live out to our Bridgepoint camera late this morning where we are watching some of the clearing working in. In fact, it does appear we're getting a little bit of sun trying to poke through. It's that sun that we're going to be watching into the afternoon, especially late afternoon, early evening. That's what could potentially fuel some strong to severe storm activity. In fact, let's look at what's going on with the satellite, because that's what we're going to be paying attention to here in the next few hours. If we can keep some of this clearing going, that's more energy for some of these storms to start forming and become a little bit strong to severe into the evening. And we are seeing some clearing here in northeast Iowa. There are more clouds here in central Iowa, so if we can get these to break up a little bit more, then our concern for strong to severe weather this evening will be increasing as we go through the next several hours. In terms of rain, not seeing any right now. We've quieted things down, but we're watching this complex of storms here. Can this continue to hold itself together and inhibit or prevent any more heating in eastern Iowa? That's going to be the key again to whether we see strong storms here. Now, our in-house model does have that potential of seeing some of that activity getting stronger as it heads towards Interstate 80. This is after 5 o'clock, even trying to produce some stronger storm activity in the Sauk Valley region for Sterling Rock Falls. So it really looks like that 5 to 11 o'clock time frame this evening, that's when we could see that active weather come in. In fact, a very pronounced what we call a bow echo coming through areas near Mount Pleasant, getting into Burlington, near Muscatine here. That's where we could see some damaging winds. And there you see the timing, about 7 o'clock this evening. That will quickly race to the south. And as it does, notice if you're north of Interstate 80, you really don't get much of any storm action this evening. So this is mainly an event that's south and west of the Quad Cities in terms of that severe weather threat. Once that moves out, the rest of the night is fairly quiet, but we do have more showers and storms that will likely come in on Saturday afternoon. Not expecting any severe weather, but this could again interrupt play as we get into the afternoon hours for tomorrow. So let's dive deep into who's going to see what in terms of the severe weather threat for today. If you are in the dark red shading, the level 2, or in the purple shading, that level 3 that's flashing on your screen, you are under the higher risk of severe weather for today. So we're looking at Muscatine, near Aledo, Galesburg, Monmouth, Burlington, Wapello, Mount Pleasant. All of those areas are in the very likely category of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms for this afternoon. The biggest threat will be the damaging winds. That's a level 3. Secondary threat, some large hail, potentially up to the size of golf balls. And we also can't rule out an isolated tornado either, because we will have an active frontal boundary that will be in the region. But I think our main focus is going to be on this right here, winds potentially exceeding 70 miles an hour. The setup today, as I mentioned before, it's very complicated. If we keep scenario 1 in play, where we have little to no clearing, like what we're seeing right now, then that lowers the threat of severe storms and shifts it a little bit further to the south and to the west. However, if you notice we get a good amount of sun in here in the next few hours, that's going to increase our threat. And you also want to increase your guard too, because that's a sign that we think things could potentially get a lot more bumpier as we head into the evening here. Now, if that wasn't enough, we're also concerned about some flash flooding potential. There will be some heavy rain not only tonight, but also through much of tomorrow too. So if you're down towards Burlington, Monmouth, and Galesburg, or actually, excuse me, just southwest of Galesburg, that's where we have a flash flood watch that will go through at least tomorrow morning. Now, here's something new that we're doing. You can actually text me, Morgan, and James your severe weather questions using this numbers right here. Thankfully, you don't call it. Nope, don't call it, because nobody's going to answer. Our phone is not that fancy enough. We can't talk into it. We can only text it. So you want to use this number for the next couple of hours anyway. We're going to be monitoring this. If you've got a question about today's severe weather setup or risk, text 309-304-0888. You got it? Did you write it down? All right, Angie's got it. She's texting it right now. So again, do that. If you have some questions, we'll answer them for you. Here's what we're looking at for your 8-day forecast. Strong storms later today, some scattered storms tomorrow. There will be many dry hours. Not going to be an all-day storm event as we go into your Saturday. Sadly, I can't say the same for Sunday. That looks like a very wet day, but thankfully there's no thunderstorms in the forecast then, so you can get a lot of play in, though it'll be some soggy play as we wind things down.
You can't call the number, but I'm going to try.
Just going to try. What happens?
Texting only.
Texting only.
Oh,
see?
texting only.
You can't call it.
Yeah.
So that's not your personal cell, or Morgan's personal cell, or James's personal cell. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, so well, we've
Proving
learned
it.
that. We've learned that today.
Good, that's good.
And you're going to learn this too. Still ahead.